Welcome to Off the Ranch. A couple episodes ago, I was right here in the garage and we were backing out in Mayor's car and my Goblin was where my truck is. And you guys, as we were just backing out talking, you guys saw something else on the other side of my Goblin that I did not want you to see yet. It was gonna be a surprise. And you guys were just like kids on Christmas. You snuck into the closet and you saw what you weren't supposed to see until Christmas Day. You guys saw an extra car that I had not showed you before. Yeah. I didn't notice. I didn't notice editing, I didn't notice filming, I didn't notice. I've been hiding it. And then you saw it. And I started seeing all these comments that were like, what was the dune buggy? What is that thing over there? What is happening? Why is there a roll cage? And I was like, no! I might as well just show you what we have over here. Oh, you didn't think I was really just gonna show it to you like that, did you? No. Let's just go ahead. Let's show you though, in a more epic way. Ready for this? Ladies and gentlemen, let me be the first to introduce you to the first and the only DF Kit Cars all-terrain Goblin. Look at this car! Is it not beautiful? This car is from DF Kit Car, the same ones who made my DF Goblin over there. They made an all-terrain version, and so I contacted them because I wanted to do a giveaway for our subscriptions. And so we ran this little giveaway thing, and we actually ended up having to end it early, which is good for you guys who have entered, because you're still entered. Even the people who got the 12-month subscription, you still are entered 24 times. But no one else can enter anymore because we're ending it. So your chances, if you're entered, are way higher than they would have been if we would have continued this thing. So it is over. If you haven't entered to win this car, you cannot enter anymore. But don't worry, we have other huge things. I actually have a bigger thing coming up. I'll probably announce it in a few weeks. It's gonna totally make up for anyone who wished they could enter to win this car. It's gonna, trust me, you're gonna be happy about what I have to announce in a few weeks. And everyone who has signed up for the subscription, that the ending of the giveaway is not affecting your subscription. You're still gonna get your shirts and everything. None of that will change. But let's talk about this car. I am so excited to be giving away this car. And here's the other kicker. It's not really this car. Let me tell you the history of the all-terrain Goblin. I first got this car, which is made just for street use. You would not want to go off-roading on this thing. It is low. It has road tires and wheels. I first got this car, I don't know, a while back. And when I went to the shop, I saw this car, this actual car, but it wasn't complete. It didn't look this good. But I could tell it had like larger tires on it. I was like, what is that thing? And they're like, oh, we were kind of toying around with making an off-road version. And I was like, that's so cool. And they're like, yeah, there's a lot of problems. Like we can't figure out some stuff yet. it's not good. And so later I asked them, I was like, can I turn my car into an off-road version? And they're like, well, some things need to be changed. Like for instance, my radiator is way up front. So if this thing was an off-road version with a radiator up front, it's gonna bang the radiator on every slight ridge because it sticks out too far in front of these wheels. There's a few other things that they were like, no, yours would be a pain in the butt to change into an off-road version. So I kept talking to them about this car, and finally I was like, can you make me one of those? I want to do a giveaway with an all-terrain Goblin. And they were like, we can do it. We've been working on ours. We're gonna send you ours, the prototype. We want you to drive it for a while, see what you like and what you don't like, and we'll build you one custom based on that. So let me show you the all-terrain Goblin, and I'll show you the differences and similarities with mine. The most noticeable thing is it is higher. You can see the ground clearance on this one versus the ground clearance on this one. A lot more room to get over rocks. And that is accomplished by, one, bigger wheels and tires, which makes it pretty easy to get that ground clearance. But also the suspension components are a little bit different angles. You can see that one is totally straight across. This one has a slight bend in it. You can see the radiator is in the front of my car, and there's no radiator here. There's a winch in the front of this car, and that is because they've moved the radiator to the back in the all-terrain Goblin. You can see this is a little bit different and beefier back here rather than mine. Mine just has this one bar going across, and these things are mounted a little lower. So the springs are different as well. And you can see this one has the frame, the bar going there too, and then that extra component to strengthen the top of those springs. All-terrain, you can see it slopes downward there. This one is straight across, also adding to a little extra height back here. And you can see roll cage. This one just has a roll bar over the top. This one has a complete roll cage all around, which is actually, I kind of like that because I drive on roads where there are a lot of deer. And I'm always thinking, like, if a deer came out in the road, it's gonna be this tall and just come smack me in the face, because this is just a thin, lightweight windshield. A roll cage might make me a little bit safer, but I really like that, especially if you're going off-road. You never know when you're gonna hit a big pothole or hit a rock or something that could put you in danger. It would be nice to have that roll cage. It also, of course, has the window netting, which is super cool. Check this out. So it's got a seatbelt here. So push the seatbelt, this part falls out, then that part falls out, and your window netting comes out so you can jump in the car, and it easily clips back in. We also have some off-road lighting, which is super awesome. They have a camo wrap on this thing, which looks so good as compared to mine. Okay, now mine looks awesome too. And then we have some side steps over here, which is nice, plus they'll keep the rocks off the body panels down there. Seats are similar, seat belts are similar in both cars. And for those who don't know, these cars, I guess they're mid-engine cars. They have a Chevy Cobalt engine and a ton of other components from a Chevy Cobalt in them. The gauge cluster, all out of a Chevy Cobalt. Mine was out of an SS, and this is a turbocharged Chevy Cobalt engine. We swapped out a much bigger turbocharger right here, and then we retuned it, new exhaust. This thing is crazy. Super fast. This is actually the fastest Goblin that I think they've ever made. This car is a naturally aspirated one. This one is a 5-speed manual. This one is an automatic, which is actually good for off-road, and if you're crawling, you wouldn't really be crawling in this necessarily, but for off-road, automatics, probably the way to go. And right there, you can see that thing sticking up is a handbrake that controls one wheel. If you push it forward, only one wheel in the back stops. If you pull it back, the other back wheel stops, which makes it super, super awesome for drifting around turns. I'll show you that in a minute. You can just come up to a turn, you start turning, you lock up that back wheel, and it just goes. It is so cool. It makes for the tightest turns. So awesome. Here's a little plug for our Winch Controller. So if you do get stuck, this is still a 2-wheel drive car. If you do get stuck, you do have a winch there. And the best part about these cars is they are so light. They are about half the weight of a Chevy Cobalt. So the same engine, the same power plant that was pushing the Chevy Cobalt, but the Cobalts are front-wheel drive, front-engine cars. They move the engine to be a mid-engine, rear-wheel drive car, in a car that weighs about half. So these things scoot pretty dang good. I am so pumped to be giving this thing away. We've never given away anything like this ever. I've given away a lot of stuff, but like no giveaways on our channel has been anywhere close to giving away a car, especially a car as crazy as this. I'm so excited. We will be announcing the winner of this car in a week. I don't just want to send this car on a truck to somebody and say, hey, let me know if you get it. I am going to go and take this car to somebody and surprise them. Yeah, ideally. I mean, I guess that's how it works in my mind. I don't know how hard that's gonna be to like figure out where somebody is, but I want them to not know that they're the winner and I just show up at their work or something like, hey, come outside, check this out. And we just got this Goblin all clean and sparkly, ready for them to drive. Let's start her up. Yes, okay. Let's go ahead and take her out, make sure she runs good. Let's do a little cruising on the roads first. These things can be totally street legal, just like my car is street legal, licensed and everything. And then we'll do a little dirt driving as well. This is my first time driving this thing, besides just around my pasture, and getting it up to speed, it actually feels good. It sticks to the road. I was wondering if it was not gonna feel as sticky as my car. Like my car really hugs the road. It has really tight suspension. It's made to do like race car stuff. And I was wondering if this would be different, and it still feels that way. It's definitely not as big as a truck. It is like a little dune buggy, but it has a lot more truck feel than like my kit car. I mean, it definitely feels different, but it still has a sports car feel to it, which is pretty neat. And the benefit is you can drive it off-road. Like, for instance, I would never do this in my car. Oh, it's mud, I didn't know it was muddy. I would definitely oh my gosh, it's throwing mud everywhere. I can't go fast now. I would definitely never do that in my car. I thought I was about to drive on rocks and it all sunk into mud, but I can't drive off-road in my car because it has like this much ground clearance. It will hit things so fast. I'm just going to go slow because these things are still chunking mud everywhere. That was a mistake. The power is definitely different because mine is a turbocharged model and it has crazy power. So mine puts down 328 horsepower at the wheels, which means probably somewhere between that and 400, probably 360 at the crank. This car is a stock Chevy Cobalt car. It has 160 horsepower. That's what they had stock. But it's in a light car, so it actually feels like a lot of horsepower when you floor it. And will put your head back in the seat when you actually put the pedal to the metal. Pretty cool. And especially going off-road, you're not going to be going like crazy fast anyway. It is a fun little car, handles well, and you're going to love it. I'm so pumped that we get to bring this car to you. I'm going to drive it home now, and we're going to go take it off-road. I can show you what it can do off-road. I can show you where it shines, where my car cannot go. Okay, out here at the go-kart course now, which is perfect for this thing. It's just like a man-sized go-kart. I'm gonna switch to the GoPro now because this thing will be bouncing around this camera and it won't look very good. The GoPro's stable is so good. So let's go to the GoPro. Let's take it around this course. It's way drifty. This was a mistake. This thing, I'm used to driving the go-karts. They get a lot better traction, and the track is like super soft right now because it's kind of wet, and so we're just sliding everywhere. And this thing is so fun. That is the all-terrain Goblin. What do you guys think? Like I said, this is the prototype. This is the first one they've ever made, and they are currently building mine that will soon be one of yours. Should be like done in the next couple weeks, but in like a week we'll pick a winner. So in the meantime, they're still working on this. Is there anything that you like or dislike about this? What would you change? If you could change something, what would you change? Like I said, we got a winch down here. I didn't get that thing out and use it. I love the handbrake. That is so fun, and it's something I want to get better at, is handbraking in dirt and hitting that dirt turn with the handbrake. What would you guys want if you could do anything to this one? What else would you do? Let me know in the comments below, because we still have time to possibly do some of these things. If you're like, Matt, you need more light bars on the front bumper, you need a down low light down there, we could do that. We could figure that out. Or if you're like, Matt, I don't like the lights up here at all, just get rid of those, we can do that. What would y'all do if this was going to be your car? Also, what color? I am kind of keen on the military green. I have this one. I have my Humvee. They picked camo for theirs, and that does look pretty awesome too. But we will wrap it. We literally can do anything. I guess we could actually ask the winner, because we'll announce the winner before we wrap it. So we'll probably, no wait, I want to surprise them. That's right. I can't, nope, we're gonna have to pick it without ever asking them, and they'll just have to deal. Hope they like the color. But we could do like flat black. We could like make it all flat black. We could do shiny gloss black. We could do something crazy. We could do neon color. We could make it neon yellow or green or orange, or I don't know, like kind of a cool blue, metal flake. I don't know. What do you guys think? What would you do? We have the back panel, the side panels, and then the big hood. The frame will be black, just like this one and that one. And these guys can make the frames any color. They asked me what color I wanted both these frames, and I told them black. But they could have done any color, but they've already powder coated the one they're building for me black. They actually sent me a picture of it today. It's right here, and it looks pretty good. You can see it's coming along well. One change they did tell me that they're gonna do on mine versus the prototype is these things have metal floor pans in them, and it was never an issue. I mean, they're plenty strong. They're metal floor pans, but they said this one, when they went over some rocks, they noticed it was denting the bottom of the floor pans. Mine will have a little bit thicker floor pans. So things like that, like we're testing a bunch of stuff on this to make sure there's nothing we need to change, since this is the first off-road one they have ever built. Yours will be the second, so the second's gonna be better. Since these cars are so similar, I went into like tons of detail about that car and like showed you guys, so I don't know if I should tell you all the stuff, but like there's so many cool things. Like, I mean, this is a custom fuel cell right there. Like, to make this engine that was a front-wheel drive front engine sit mid-engine rear-wheel drive, like they just had to do a bunch of different things to make this kit car come to life. So cool though, so cool. And I'm so pumped that I get to give it to you. I cannot wait to see the look on your face when we drive up and you aren't expecting it all, and I show up in this thing and chunk you the keys. We go for a ride, and then I wave goodbye, and you drive off into the sunset with your brand new all-terrain Goblin. That's where we're ending today. I just wanted to update you on what the secret car was in my garage you guys saw 2 episodes ago. Y'all are sneaky. How did you see that? It's like through the window of my car at the very end of the garage, and people are like, there's a roll cage back there. Matt doesn't have any cars with roll cages like that. It's all right. You're just gonna spoil the surprise. It's totally fine. You ruined Christmas. Probably the next month we'll have an all-terrain Goblin of some sort in the garage. What do you want to see us do with it while we have it? I can do whatever I want. I'm giving you this car, but it's mine now, so I could destroy it if I. No, I wouldn't. I'm gonna keep it nice for you. I want to give you a cherry, brand new, basically car. Little dirty, maybe some scratches, but basically new. So let me know what you'd like to see us do with it on Off the Ranch. Thanks for watching Off the Ranch. I love you, and I'll see you next time.
Oh. Hey, what camera is that? Number...
Shut up! Don't tell Mayor.